this video, I wanted to make mention of Project J and the Project J Preservation Group, which is a group dedicated to the preservation of the Land Rover Discoveries, built between 1989 and 1993. Now, Project J was the code name that was given by Land Rover to the development of the Discovery. How the Discovery came about? Well, in the mid-1980s, it was recognised that there was a growing demand for 4x4s, which was being fulfilled by the Japanese market. And Land Rover felt it needed something to compete with it. But it also felt that the Land Rover 9110 was considered a bit too agricultural, but the Range Rover too upmarket. And that led to the development of the Discovery. The Discovery, a three-door model, was officially launched at the Frankfurt Motor Show on the 12th of September 1989. Shortly following that, the UK launch took place in Plymouth over a 5-week period during October and November of '89. And 86 vehicles, which were later to become known as the GWAC cars, were made available to the press, and they would be lined up daily on Plymouth Hoe, where they'd be taken out across Devon and Cornwall for testing. At the end of each day, they were returned to the bus garage in Plymouth, where they would be cleaned, repaired, and prepared for the following day's testing. As well as the 3.5 petrol engine, they came with a new 200 TDI engine, and this proved very popular, along with some exciting new colours such as Arcan Grey, Marseille Blue and Foxfire Red, amongst others. And the Discoveries at the launch had a host of extras, but at this point alloy wheels hadn't been developed for the model. They didn't come until January 1990. So why were they known as the GWAC cars? Well, simply because they were all registered with various numbers between G451 to G537 WAC. Now, there are various other GWAC vehicles out there that exist, but they weren't all used at the press launch. Now, the Discovery went on sale in the UK on the 16th of November 1989, and it was an immediate success. I mean, in 1989 alone, in under 2 months, 3,500 vehicles were sold. The popularity of the three-door model, though, was soon overshadowed with the early launch of the five-door model in 1990. And at the same time, the 3.5 petrol engine was upgraded to an EFI to give better reliability and performance. But the 200 TDI diesel was by far the best seller. They also introduced a 2-litre multi-point injection engine, which was also added to the range. Now, in the 1980s, Honda collaborated with Austin Rover, you may recall, to develop models that they could both bring to the market. I mean, we had the Honda Ballard, the Rover 200, the Honda Legend, the Rover 800, Rover Sterling, etc. But in the 1990s, SUVs were becoming popular in Japan, and Honda didn't have a 4x4. So Land Rover rebadged the Discovery, and it was marketed in Japan from October '93, and it had a Honda badge on it, and it was called the Crossroad. This agreement ended in 1998 when BMW bought Land Rover. I've known about the Project J Preservation Group for some time, and I've seen them at quite a few of the shows at Ripon, at York, and they seem to be a great bunch of guys to talk to. Very enthusiastic about what they're trying to do, which is great. And there's a whole load more information that's available on the Project J website. Tell you a bit more about Project J, to tell you about other things that actually happened at the launch, about the vehicles, listing all of the 86 models that were at the launch, and various other interesting bits of information about the discoveries that they are trying to preserve. If this interests you, it's well worth taking a look at their website, and I've included a link in my description box.
Changed it. With the rotors pointing upward, it can take off and land vertically on a ship or a shore. The tilting the rotors forward converts them into propellers, and it can fly twice as fast as the fastest helicopters that are in use today. It's actually out there to replace the CH-46 and the CH-53.
Pink Panthers. Not to be confused with Inspector Clouseau. The pink panthers are quite rare and quite valuable, and I've included a link in the description box if you want to know more. A sort of vehicle that was used by the SAS in the desert. I believe they were called Pink Panthers because obviously the pink tinge to the paint. The iconic two-door classic Range Rover, an early one with the C-pillars painted body colour, silver Rosstar wheels and the silver painted bumpers. The Range Rover. We've built some fantastic vehicles over the years, and I think this is up there with the very best. An early four-door, because you can see the hinges on the outside.
I think we should go this way, not staying like that.